absolutely delighted to invite our next guest for our first conversation. Please give a very warm welcome to Andreu Marco, Chief Operating Officer of Chalhoub Group. Welcome. Wonderful to have you here. Our first conversation on day one. Absolutely fantastic. And yes, we're here to explore how luxury supply chains, omni-channel fulfillment, and customer experience are very much being reimagined at scale. Now, before we start, I wanted to get our audience to sort of understand exactly what you do and the sort of evolution and the journey that you've been through. So we're going to start off with a video.
Chalhoub Group, more than a name. It all started with a business for our small family, a story of reinvention, new beginnings, and people in it for the long term. What does it take to build something meaningful? Can we grow and stay true to our values? Today, that spirit lives on. We have become a trusted partner shaping the luxury landscape across the Middle East, Latin America, and beyond. With a clear vision to bridge horizons and be an international luxury brand builder, bridging cultures and inspiring dreams. Through the passion we have, setting the highest standards of operations and embracing new technologies, we create memorable experiences for our luxury consumer. From the start, it has always been about meaning, about personal luxury, about values entrusted in our people, our greatest strength, who lead with heart, collaborate with respect, deliver with excellence, and innovate with entrepreneurial spirit. And with leadership comes great responsibility. At our core lies a commitment to create impact together with our people and our partners for our planet and our future. Chalhoub Group, where brands thrive, where innovation meets purpose, where vision is met with action. We are building a future where luxury dreams become reality.
Thank you, Laura.
Luxury dreams becoming a reality there, exactly. So I wanted to start off with the evolution of Chalhoub Group. You've been going for 7 decades now, which is absolutely fantastic. You continuously reinvented yourselves as well, from a family distributor to a hybrid retailer and also an investor as well. So tell us a little bit more about that business model and how exactly it's adapted and grown over those 7 decades.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story in reality. I've been in the group for 2.5 years, and I'm very proud to be in the company. We're 16,000 employees globally, and I will describe it as a story of resilience. So if you think about the family, so they started in Syria 70 years ago. We just celebrated our 70 years anniversary a few days ago. Then with the political situation in Syria, they had to move to Lebanon. And then civil war came. So they decided to move to Kuwait. And then the invasion of Kuwait happened. And they decided to move to Dubai. And here we are. So it's very beautiful to see how the resilience has played a very important role in what has been happening. What has not changed is the values of the family and the values of the group during all these 70 years. So we're very proud to be here in Dubai. This is absolutely our headquarters, and UAE is the place where we have most of the operations. So very exciting journey, and we're trying to write a new chapter in this book of 70 years, trying to evolve the company to the new things that are happening in the world, especially here in Middle East, where things are very different when it comes to luxury and beauty.
And everything seems to be changing all the time. That's the thing. So it's trying to keep up and things like that. So what do you think makes Chalhoub Group sort of different from other competitors, especially within that last mile experience?
I would say, look, for us, the difference with competitors is that we are very focused on luxury and beauty. So you probably know that in beauty we have around 65% of the market share of beauty. In fashion is 30-something%, so it's quite big. And we are very specialized on this, on purpose. We don't do other things different than beauty and fashion and luxury. So this is very important for us. And I think the approach that we take, particularly to e-commerce or to the last mile or omnichannel, is also different. For us, we're trying to replicate the experience that we do in the stores when it comes to these deliveries. And we run around 1,000 stores, luxury stores in Middle East. So we were talking about Dubai malls. Of course, we have many stores in Dubai Mall, but also in Mall of Emirates, and in the rest of the malls of the regions. And the experience is very luxury. So we train our employees in these malls in terms of how to deal with very sophisticated, very luxury consumers here in Middle East and all the tourists that we have. So the challenge for us is how do we translate that experience when it comes to an e-commerce delivery. And I think the best example is if you're familiar with Level Shoes, which is one of the brands. It's also in Dubai Mall, but in reality it's very strong online, and we're also in the US now. And this is where we try to deliver that experience. We deliver in 90 minutes. The person that comes to deliver to your house is a person that has been trained by us, so it's getting the same training that we get in the stores. It's absolutely wearing our uniform and really understanding how to treat customers. And we do the same with other brands, with Faces, with all the other brands. And delivering 90 minutes with an electric vehicle is critical for this experience.
That's the thing, because I suppose the luxury market can be quite different because the expectation is also there as well. And I suppose people are paying, a lot of money at the end of the day as well. So there is, a sort of higher bar, I suppose. So as you sort of evolve into a more omni-channel platform, tell us a little bit more about how the stores and warehouses and also these digital channels are sort of merged into one sort of ecosystem. How does all that work?
And look, Laura, I saw some of my friends here from Fluent and also from DP World. It's people that we have a very, very strong relationship. And technology plays a key role here. So we have been evolving our technology. For example, we implemented Fluent OMS, Order Management System. This is very important. For us, we cannot have all the pieces of luxury everywhere in all the stores, in all the destinations. So it's very important to connect customers with our inventory no matter where it is. And this is why technology, but also our in-house facilities. So one thing that differentiates us from competitors is we do everything in-house. So the transportation, the last mile, you will never see anybody different than us, unless it's a very remote location in one of the countries. But everything is in-house. So we kind of deliver this kind of 4PL services in a very luxury way. And we don't outsource anything. The electric vehicles that we were mentioning before, again, in this region, is very useful to deliver in 10 minutes and to deliver with motorcycles. We don't do that because that's not a luxury experience. So everything has to be luxury. Everything has to be similar to what we do in the stores. Reputation is something very important. So I think the reputation of Chalhoub Group in the region is very high. So my obligation and my team and I, our obligation is to keep that reputation high, also because we're playing with the most luxury brands in the world. I don't want to say names, but you probably know that the most luxury, the biggest luxury groups in the planet have been working with Chalhoub for many years, and they're very demanding. So we kind of need to translate that experience into these customers.
Yeah, I'm sure the demands are very high, in fact. So it really seems that Middle East luxury sales are even outperforming global markets right now, especially when it comes to things like beauty as well. So how exactly are you sort of leveraging these different types of trends and the new trends that are coming in to really sort of tailor experiences that are more locally and regionally relevant?
Yeah, this is very interesting, Laura. I think Bit from DP World, he was saying, in Middle East, we are seeing something very different and very unique, which is luxury continues to grow. Last year, I remember talking with all these people from Paris, from Milan, from the US, all the big executives, again, I don't want to say names, but from the top brands in luxury and beauty, and they were saying, how can it be that the Middle East continues growing? And this is exactly what is happening. We have been growing, we have been outperforming, so we're very lucky to be in the right place at the right time. But it's also that the consumer experience here is very different. If you think about what happens in Ramadan, which is starting in a few days, that's very unique. We don't sleep because we have to work at night. The biggest traffic hours are between midnight and 6 in the morning. So we have to be sending fleets of our fleet of transportation to deliver homes at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, when we explain this to people from Paris, they don't understand it. They think we're crazy. And when because in the Ramadan, we measure what happens every hour, and when is people ordering. So we basically don't sleep. We just work almost 24/7 because in Dubai, it's also interesting. In Dubai, we have a lot of tourists and expats. So they normally order during the day. And then we have the locals who order at night. So basically, you work 24 hours. So that's very unique. It's beautiful. Yeah. We start preparing Ramadan 12 months before. And it's a very interesting setup from a logistics point of view. What happens in Ramadan is unique. I don't think even Christmas in other parts of the world is the same. And it's also the experience of the customer and how challenging customers are when they order something. Many times, and we see this especially with level 2s or faces, many times they are gathering home during Ramadan celebrations at midnight, and they order something, and they want to give that present to the family in 90 minutes. So, for me, when I came to the region, I was shocked. It's like, how can we knock the door at 3 in the morning of somebody? This is very dangerous. How can we do that? But in reality, it works very well, and we need to adapt our supply chain to this kind of needs of the Middle East consumers.
I mean, yeah, as you mentioned, that expectation, it's like literally 24 hours a day over Ramadan, and coming up very, very soon. You spoke about electric vehicles earlier, so I wanted to get into sustainability, to culture, to talent, and sort of looking beyond all of this commercial growth. What exactly are you doing when it comes to these elements, especially in your operations, and what sort of initiatives are you most proud of when it comes to that luxury ecosystem and making it really resilient?
Yeah, it's a very important topic for us, and we do it from our heart. For example, we spoke about the electric vehicles, so we are hoping to finish this year with 100% of our deliveries with electric vehicles. And it's very interesting. The drivers are super happy. They really love these electric vehicles. Circularity is very important. We had one big problem in our offline stores. I told you we are running around 1,000 stores, and you normally see that we change the windows all the time. There is a lot of furniture, a lot of things going on there, and we didn't have a model for that. We normally had a lot of warehouses full of furniture that we couldn't do anything with that. So we created a circular model where we are giving a second life to all this equipment, all this furniture. It's very successful. I think it's the first time in the region that we do something like this, and we're very excited because we are giving a second chance to that. It's also that the second-hand luxury goods, pre-loved goods, is a quite interesting market, and we're very successful with that. There are some brands, I don't want to say names, but there are some brands where you can buy second-hand products, and what we do is we treat them, we give them a second opportunity to these products. We ensure that it's a real product, it's not a fake product. So our customers are very happy to see that in reality these products can have a second hand.
And is it the same sort of experience within that pre-loved market? It's exactly the same system and everything?
We don't do anything that is absolutely luxury. If it is not a luxury experience, we don't do it. And this is why in Chalhoub Group, we only play in this game. So if it is not a luxury brand, if it is not a beauty brand, we cannot do it. We believe there are other companies that are providing very good services, and we know all of them. When it comes to luxury beauty, we think we have all the credentials to do the best job in the region.
I mean, in the luxury market, we mentioned beauty, and you just mentioned beauty again now, and that's sort of really ramping up at the moment. So what are the sort of key trends that you're seeing unfold at the moment?
So it's very interesting because, we run, again, without saying names, but all the beauty brands, or most of the beauty brands in the region, we run them. And there is a lot going on. There is a lot of new trends, particularly with younger consumers. A lot of influence from Korean beauty, for example, which is very interesting. So again, it's more important, what is important for us, especially in my area, or in the area that we represent, which is operations, is how we deliver this product with the experience that is needed. Don't forget that this region in the summer is very hot. So of course, all our facilities are we have air con everywhere, which is not easy when you're talking about 40,000 square meters facilities, but it's also all the network, all the transportation network. So everything is designed for very difficult weather, especially in the summer, with very delicate products. So imagine a lipstick at when we have to deliver a lipstick when it's 50 degrees outside or 45 degrees outside. This is very complicated. And again, it has to be a luxury experience. So the whole network, the whole supply chain has to be designed around about this situation.
What about the next 5 to 10 years? We've only got about 5 minutes left. So what about the next 5 to 10 years? What are you seeing in terms of your vision for that luxury retail market? How do you see it evolving? What do we need to get prepared for? And what sort of role do you think Chalhoub Group is going to play in that?
So, Laura, we have been doing a big transformation in Chalhoub Group. You know, I always say I'm very proud of the legacy that we found because Chalhoub has been very strong in operations for the 70 years here. So it's not easy to come and try to do an evolution there. I think here in Dubai, we're doing a lot of work with DP World. They're really helping us, especially with JAPSA. So, for example, making our facility that has been historically bonded, now is bonded, not bonded. I think the customs clearance is very important. We're now doing 24/7 customs clearance, which is very important. The adoption of artificial intelligence, which I know everybody is talking about it, is also critical because, for example, for us it's very difficult to predict where customers are going to go tomorrow and how many people are we going to need to have in the stores, in the distribution centers. So we are doing that through artificial intelligence. We have been doing this almost for 2 years, and it's very successful. So we are able to more or less predict the demand in our stores, the traffic, but also in the distribution centers. How many people are we going to need every day? And we're talking about hundreds of people. So it's very important to get it right, because otherwise we end up with a lot of people that we don't need, or the other way around.
Is there anything else you can tell us about sort of AI in this sort of commercial user experience space? Is that a target market you're looking at as well?
We're very excited with AI. I think if you go to our Faces application app, you will see, for example, that we are using AI there. So we are helping consumers to understand what is it that they need on the app or in the website, similar to what do we do in the stores. And I think we spoke about this before. AI is going to take the jobs of the people who is not prepared for AI, but it's not going to happen with the people who is prepared. So we're very excited. We have been very much pioneers, as in many areas, in terms of the adoption of AI in a very positive way, starting with customers. What experience are we bringing to customers with AI? Which is very important because in beauty, especially when we're talking about online, it's very difficult to understand what a perfume does online because you cannot smell it, or what a makeup or beauty product is going to do if you haven't tried. So the challenge is, how do we use AI to help us to break that barrier?
But it's amazing that you've jumped on this so quickly as well, because the commercialization of AI has only really been around for about sort of 2 and a bit years as well. So it's interesting that you've gone straight at this. And I interviewed someone, it was in the oil and gas sector, and he said, listen, if you're not using AI now, you're not going to exist in 5 years.
Absolutely.
Would you agree with that?
I fully agree, or maybe it's going to be very different. I think what we have seen, and again, I use the example of Faces. If you go to Faces and you use the tool that we have there, it's really giving you recommendations. You can go there and say, I want a product for my dry skin. What do you recommend? And it gives you everything that you need. Of course, it will ask you a few questions. What is it that you're trying to achieve? And it's not commercial because we are not trying to sell. In reality, we're trying to give the same advice that we will give in one store in one application. And it has to be friendly, it has to feel natural, it has to feel authentic. So we're very excited about how it's working, and absolutely, this is the future.
Right, we've got a minute left. Is there a sort of key message or takeaway you would like to sort of leave our audience with in terms of maybe people that are getting into the luxury market? What should they think about going into this?
I would say something similar to what we heard before, which is you're in the right place. Dubai is absolutely the headquarters of logistics globally. I've been working in many places around the world, and I can tell you what is happening in Dubai is something that we're not seeing anywhere else in the world. And then when it comes to luxury and beauty and fashion experiences, again, it's not only about one mall, it's especially about what happened in the e-commerce world, it's especially about what is happening in the omni world, and this is happening here. So it's very interesting. I think we need to continue exploring what is happening in Dubai, because you always learn something new. And it's becoming, don't forget that the AI is also very important in Middle East. And the UAE government is totally supportive of this. So I would say you are in the right place today, and enjoy the rest of the day, because you are going to learn probably a lot of this conference.
Well, we cannot thank you enough for being with us here today. I hope you might stick around if anyone has any more questions. But it's been so great to speak with you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Andreu Marco, thank you.
Thank you.